Hey there, my name is Rohit Kumar, and today we are back with another journal. And this particular transaction means the journal is going to discuss about the energy concept. So, in particular, energy is very important considering the development of futuristic technology and futuristic networks. But the sustainable energy means the energy to support the long survival of the networks is very important. That's why this journal focuses on the sustainable energy for issues only. So, coming to the aim and scope very first of this journal because that is most important. We are going to discuss the full aim and scope here. Okay, so at the homepage only, first we will see the aim and scope. So you can see that this journal is focused at the dissemination of the research focused on the energy issues, and those are the sustainable energy issues and related systems. Okay, additionally, the issues can be integrated with the power transmission or the distribution grid. Now, the research focused on the design, implementation, grid generation, and the control of sustainable energy technologies and systems is encouraged. And in addition to this, if you have some other sort of manuscripts focused on the design, implementation, as well as the evaluation of power systems, they are also welcome. Okay, coming to the publication details. So this journal focuses on the improve the body of knowledge, that is means the kind of very general guidelines that we need very high quality of research, etc., etc. But usually if you see the impact factor as well as the term transaction, then obviously they are focused on the quality research. But every journal is targeted for quality research only. But when we think that it's a journal, means it's a transaction category journal, means a specific category for improved research, then people do think that yes, it is very tough to get published, but it is not like this. If you are focused and if you follow the right tools and techniques and you write in a strategic and according to the guidelines, then I think there is no problem to publish into transactions also. As a new beginner also, you can get published into some of the top journals. And additionally, transaction doesn't mean that that is very good journal. Okay, because there are so many transactions who don't even have impact factors. Okay, they are very fresh, and in these sort of transactions means many authors try to get accepted quickly because later on it becomes difficult, because as the journals or the transactions get named, then again so much competitions comes into the picture. So initially transactions don't if they are not SCI, if they don't have impact factor, then it's easy to get into. Okay, so many people try and think in this way also. But if you are working for some degree or some specific academic need, then I will highly encourage you to go for SCI journals. Doesn't matter whether it's a transaction or not. It doesn't matter from which particular publisher it comes from. But yes, if your work is from IEEE or elsewhere, then its value is considered more in comparison to some other publishers like Taylor and Francis, Wiley, Springer, etc. Because nowadays the major competition is between elsewhere and IEEE. Now again, I'm talking this with respect to the electronics or the computer science category, but normally again depending on your research domain, because if you are from mathematics domain, then I think CIAM is a very good option for you. So it is not like that elsewhere and the kind of IEEE, these are only the focuses to publishers for you according to your research domain. With respect to every research domain, there are some very good publishers and there are some very good journals. Okay, so don't uh, get into this trap of transaction or non-transaction. Okay, because there are so many professors and so many universities are talking about these issues nowadays, that you should have at least one transaction. But I don't think it is the much needed debate. The needed debate is whether you have the quality work, whether you have done the quality work or not. Because similar sort of debate is on citations also, that whether you have 1,000 plus citation or not, whether you are in the top 2% or not. But it is not important, because if you are working into a very keen area of research, very new area of research, then obviously very limited number of authors will be there. And only the authors who are concerned with your subject or the research, they will publish or they will cite your work. So how can you compete with the people who are massively writing or who are collaborating just to increase their citations? Okay, so in this way, don't worry, just keep on writing, keep on doing your research, and over the period of time, if you have the potential, if your work has really some good importance, you will get recognized automatically. Okay, so coming to this impact factor of this particular journal, so you can see it's close to 8, which is very good thing. But before impact factor, will always give preference, means we should give preference to the SCI indexing, and secondly the Q ranking. So we'll see that thing also. Now coming to the publication policies, so this journal uses the peer review, which is quite common for any reputed journal or transaction. And here you can see that every article is evaluated by at least two reviewers. More than two might be there. And coming to the publication fee, the subscription and the applicable article processing charges are there. So it is also very common. And if you have some errors with respect to the publication, then you can have a look onto these details. Other policies in terms of the publishing ethics, copyright and licensing, post-publication information, advertising, etc. are listed down here. Additionally, the information on IEEE transaction on sustainable energy, information for authors, and the editorial board information is provided. You can see there are multiple societies which are sponsoring this particular journal, and this shows that at what level the different societies are coming together to uh, maintain the journal of this particular transaction. Okay, so this collaboration becomes important, and we will see the sponsors as well as the editorial board members, because the editorial board members listing and their segregation shows that how effectively the work has been distributed. And if you have any issue at any point of publishing, then you may contact the respective editor or the editorial team board member. uh, Here I think we have the table of contents. Then we have here we have okay, here we have the editorial board with the society affiliations. So editor-in-chief is the Badrul Chaudhry, University of North Carolina at Charlotte, USA. And then we have the senior editor-in-chief at large, the past power engineering letters editor-in-chief, etc., associate editors. And we have so many other members. Means you see, then I think close to 35 or 40 members are there. Okay, so in this way you can see that quite big editorial team, and it shows that a lot more activities are going on. And as a fresh researcher, you are not supposed to worry much. You just need to follow some of the author's resources which are given at the homepage regarding the how to prepare the manuscript, some of the basic guidelines. When you are ready with your manuscript, you may use the submit manuscript link. Then if you need some additional tools and help, then you go to the author center. If you want to become the reviewer of this particular journal, then you may choose this particular link. And if you are associated with the open access options question, then I think you should choose the open access option. Then coming down to the current issues, because current issues and early access kind of similar. The only difference that early access have not been published but accepted for future publication. The current issue means the latestly published articles. Okay, so we'll move to the early access to get the very latest trend of tools, technologies, as well as the domains in which the users are writing their work to have the acceptance from this particular journal. So if you see the optimal energy management, so means energy optimization, energy management is in the focus. Then here you can see the fairness and the utilitarianism in allocating energy to EVs. Okay, so electronic vehicles, their energy consumption, their utilitarianism, the fairness of utilitarianism, and the kind of thing, the grid friendly and the smart sustainable buildings. So sustainability comes into the picture. Then another thing is the some of the different technologies integration like wind is discussed here. Then virtual resistance control for the sequential green start, so the green computing comes into the picture. Then we are having the PV battery system, so the battery based machines are there. Kind of, as we have already seen the electronic vehicles EV, they are also the battery operated machines. Okay, then some of the mathematical concepts like Gaussian mixture models for multivariate wind power, means the mathematical modeling, etc., comes into the picture. Then multi-machine equivalent model of different farms or some sort of machine there in the focus. So in short, if you say, then to have the focus of this particular journal, if you are writing with respect to the energy, if you're writing with respect to the sustainable energy to make the environment green, if you, because if you are saving energy, it will keep on helping you to maintain the model kind of sustainable, means it will run long. Additionally, if you try to save the energy, your environment will become green. Then you may use some battery operated devices. If you are using the battery operated devices, then you may have the concept of how you can increase the life of the battery, how you can have the easy maintenance of the battery, how you can replace those batteries. So sort of you just catch one thread, okay, and that thread will get related to multiple numerous other threads, and you will get a whole list of topics which is related to the domain, means the aim and scope of a particular journal or transaction. Now moving to the all issues, because it is very important. So here you see that it started in 2010 and it is just 11 years because 2022 is running, and we can see that just within a span of 1 decade almost. Okay, so this journal became quite popular and its impact factor is close to 8, which is very good thing. And it is a SCI or not, so we'll see. And for that, we'll copy the name of the journal first. Then we move to the SCI list. So we Google it and it will end up at the Clairvoyant site. At Clairvoyant site, we paste the name of the journal and we search. And if it is part of SCI or SCIE, then it is a very good journal. So here it is SCIE, means Science Citation Index Expanded, which is the expanded format of Science Citation Index. So in this way, it is SCI journal. It's a Q ranking also we'll see. So here is the SCI Mago site, and here we can see its H index. So its H index is 120, more than 100 is considered very good. And obviously it's been just 1 decade since its operation. So having a H index of 120 is very powerful. Now it's a USA journal offering a single track of energy, means the journal is very much focused towards the writings, and that's why you should also be very much focused while writing a paper for acceptance in this particular journal. The subtrack is renewable energy, sustainability, and the environment, and quite all three are quite related. Means renewable are going to make your model sustainable, and obviously the environment green. Okay, now coming down here, you have the SSN number. The coverage is from 2010 to 2020, means it is 2022, but they have provided detail up to 2020 only. Then some of the related links. Now coming to the focus. So we have already discussed the focus of the work. We are not going to discuss again. And here is the single quartile, which is running as Q1 in 2020. Okay, so hopefully you must have got the all answers. The journal is SCI, it's Q1, and its impact factor is close to it, which is a very good thing. So you should definitely go for it. Considering the fact that it is very good, it might be difficult for you to get accepted as a fresh researcher. So why not to have a look of some alternate journals? So here are some alternate: Journal of Modern Power Systems and Clean Energy, IEEE Transactions on Smart Grid, IIT Generation, Transmission and Distribution, IIT Renewable Power Generation, and many more. Okay, coming down here, you have the some of the statistics in the form of graphs. So you see the SGR graph is going down in 2020, which is a bit concern point. Secondly, the total number of documents are continuously on rise, which is a very good thing because more authors are getting related to this particular journal and writing towards energy conservation and sustainability. The citations per document with respect to last 2 years is low in comparison to with respect to last 3 years and 4 years, which is a matter of concern because in last 2 years the electronic activity has been more, so it should have been more. Then the total number of citations and the self-citation gap is very good, and that's why you can see the external citation and the citation per document graphs are almost mapping. Okay, so it gives you a moral edge because the self-citation less means ethical guidelines are being followed properly. Okay, coming to the international collaboration, which is also going on rise continuously, and it is very, very good thing because international collaboration gives you the acceptance of different views from wide communities. Additionally, some people are working in a specific domain, some in other, and if they collaborate, they can together move ahead in terms of technological advancement. Now coming down to the non-citable documents due to some policy violations, so you can see it is almost nil. In 2020, it is just 8 in comparison to 560. Okay. Now coming to the cited documents, so your work might not get cited due to some multiple reasons. It might be due to your research domain, your specific very specific research area, or due to your specific nature of research. So for example, any specific modeling of a particular component of some specific industrial product whose role is to save the energy and make the model sustainable or kind of. So if you multiple authors are not able to relate with your work, it doesn't make that your research is not good. It might be the thing that many people are not recognizing your efforts right now, but in future your efforts might be revolutionary. Okay, coming down to the uncited cited work, so it is 548 in 2020, and it is a very big number in comparison to just 20. So overall, it's a very good journal and offering a Q1 ranking. It's a SCI and its impact factor is very good. So in total, if I suggest, then I will say that you should definitely go for it. Additionally, while writing the work, you should also focus on what are the related domains and the keywords. So you should focus on the energy economics, electrical engineering, green economy, control theory, and the electromagnetism, VLSI, aerodynamics, machine learning, and sort of things. Additionally, you should also focus on the distributed generation, wind power, energy power, then the wind turbines, because all these things are renewable, related to renewable energy and a kind of sustainability. So electrical grid, AC powers, power improvement, power analysis, etc. Okay. And coming to the authors details, so more than 150 plus countries authors have been publishing their work with this particular journal. So you can imagine how powerful your collaboration might be if you go for publishing into this particular journal. You will get a lot more exposure in terms of citations as well as the viewership, because when somebody cites your work, you will get a notification or something like that. Then you may have a kind of contact or chit chat with them to explore more that in future how you can relate to each other, how you can work together, etc. Okay, coming to the institutions who are publishing their work with this particular journal. So they are Tsinghua University, Jinggang University, then University of Waterloo, University of California System, Technological University of Denmark, Nanyang Technological University, etc. Okay, so you can see that some of the world's top universities have been publishing their work in this particular journal, and that's why it becomes a very good journal. Additionally, these sort of journals always have a high rate of returning authors. So this is true with this particular journal also, and you should go for publishing your work with this particular journal. That's my opinion. Additionally, if you think that somebody means is not doing research into the aim and scope of this particular transaction, then is not able to publish his work, don't think like that. In future might be the thing that scope of the journal might get widened, because it's a not very old journal, it's just 10 years old. In future, if they widen their scope, your research domain may fall into the scope of this particular journal also. But as of now, you should definitely go with the restricted aim and scope which are listed at the homepage. And if you think that in my analysis I didn't cover any of the thing, please let me know. Additionally, if you do think that some of the analysis are wrong, please feel free to criticize and let me know what things didn't go right. And in future, I'll definitely consider your comments and criticism. Thanks for watching this video. Happy learning.